How is good everyone? Today I'm here with my WWE Twist of Fate, the best of the Hardy Boyz DVD review. Of course, this 3-disc set came out last Tuesday, which is kind of odd for me to say because I don't usually buy the newer WWE DVD releases just because I feel like the quality of them have gone down significantly and they're just not really making them must-buy anymore. I just feel like they're not putting the effort into it, and this DVD kind of shows in two different ways if you ask me. But for the most part, I was excited for this release. I think this is the first new release review I've done since the Kurt Angle DVD, I believe. So it's been quite a long time since I reviewed a new release from WWE. But without wasting any time, let's go ahead and jump right into this video with my overall thoughts on this DVD set as well as the artwork. So the first thing I noticed right off the bat about this 3-disc set is the fact that it is in a regular DVD case. So I guess as of now, since Warner Brothers, which I didn't even know, produces WWE DVDs now, they're ditching the Digipack set, which was the normal 3-disc set they usually got, which to me is people aren't buying DVDs and Blu-rays as it is right now, but people are definitely not going to start buying them now since they're ditching the Digipack, because I feel like a lot of people, including myself for the longest time, bought the 3-disc sets just for the artwork, because the artwork was always so good to look at and it's so amazing. It definitely made the DVD set worth the $20. But now if you're putting 3-disc sets out that are $20, which I got this on sale for $16 at Best Buy, it just looks cheap and doesn't look good and doesn't stand out at all. So the change definitely is gonna affect them even more if you ask me. Like I said, I feel like a lot of people are buying the 3-disc sets for the artwork, not just the content, which at one point was me, which is why I always bought the DVD over the Blu-ray. But now, since they're not gonna have that packaging, I feel like a lot of people aren't gonna buy the DVDs even more now. So I feel like they're just punch themselves even more in the face by not doing that. But it is what it is. I'm pretty sure it's a cost issue. That I bet it's a lot cheaper to do it this way, but at the same time, like I said, it's hard to see someone spending $20 on cheap quality stuff. So that's just my overall thoughts real quick on that. But on here, of course, you do have the artwork, which is actually a slipcover. This is a Best Buy exclusive, the slipcover, because on the other side here is the basic DVD cover, which is just very, very plain, boring. I don't like this cover at all, which is why I want to get the Best Buy exclusive so I can have this slipcover on top of it. But yeah, this is the basic DVD that you can buy pretty much everywhere else, at like Walmart or wherever they sell them. But Best Buy, you have the slipcover, so definitely pick this DVD set at Best Buy if you're going to buy it. But here's a Best Buy cover. It's a slipcover. Basically, the only thing that's different is the main cover, because on the spine, it's the exact same as the regular DVD. So there's the spine, the best of Hardy Boyz. And of course, here's a back with some pictures of the Hardys right there. And of course, it says Team Extreme was the highest team in the early 2000s before they parted ways and each achieved individual stardom. Now, almost a decade since they left WWE, the Hardy Boyz are back and better than ever. Relive the very best of the Hardy Boyz from the early days, with lead up to their single championship reigns, all the way up to their shocking return and championship victory at WrestleMania 33. This is the best of Matt and Jeff, the Hardy Boyz. So there's the back of that, the exact same on here. And what makes this packaging even worse, if you ask me, the discs are stacked, which I think is stupid. That was the biggest problem with the Undertaker Tombstone DVD, was the discs were like this. But there's disc 1, put that to the side, disc 2, and then disc 3. I think this is horrible packaging. They should have done or put like the disc flap, I'm not really sure what it's called, but the thing right here that always holds the disc 1 and the disc 2 is right here. Because, on the Mick Foley hardcore DVD, it has that, where it has disc 1 on the front, disc 2 in the back of it, then disc 3 in the actual DVD set itself. But, I don't know, I just felt like that was very, very lazy. And look at this shitty insert. They don't even make it so it fits the entire thing. They just put like a little pamphlet of it, pretty much. But, here's disc 1. Here's all the content and all the match listings and everything on it. So, there's that. If you want to pause and read it, feel free to. And of course, here's a back with disc 2. And then you go to disc 3. So yeah, my overall thoughts on this Hardy Boyz DVD set is, it's a great set. It honestly was a fun sit through. I did enjoy it. Disc 1 was by far the best disc because it had the classic matches on there, even though pretty much everything on disc 1 was the Hardys versus Edge and Christian in some capacity. That's pretty much every match on disc 1, honestly. But it was, you had great matches, so I'm not really complaining too much about it. Disc 2, the match quality definitely fell through. The matches weren't as good, especially, towards their 06-07 run as a tag team. It just was not as good. And then disc 3 pretty much was just their, return run from last year. So it's a fun sit through. Each disc is about 2 hours and 45 minutes, so you get some good quality content. The interviews on here aren't that spectacular. It's pretty much just them sitting by a fire reminiscing in front of the Lake of Reincarnation. they tell us some stories, but they don't really give too much insight. They're kind of just, like I said, sitting back and reminiscing in the old times and the moments, and don't really get too much from them. Probably the best part about the new interview on here was when they were talking about the WrestleMania 33 weekend. You can definitely tell, by their faces that they were kind of just blushing and blooming about talking about how much that moment meant to him, WrestleMania 33, and just that entire weekend in general, how crazy it was, and lying in interviews about them coming back to WWE. I just thought that was the highlight of the set, was just them talking about their return weekend. And there's TNA footage on here. They showed a little bit of TNA footage from the Broken universe, which they didn't nearly talk about that as long as I thought they would. They briefly covered the Broken stuff, honestly. It was very, very brief and short, so I was kind of disappointed how they didn't really talk all that much about that, because I thought that'd be a pretty big part towards the end of the DVD was that, but they didn't really talk too much about it. But besides that, like I said, the interviews or whatever, they're different lengths, and depending on what they're talking about, there's some times where they're only talking for about a minute or two. There's times they're talking for 5+ minutes. So it differed how long each segment went. But this one, like I said, by far is the best one. Of course, other match, the New Rockers, which I believe was their first television match as a tag team. Then Kai En Tai, which is their first televised victory. Then for the Acolytes, where they won the tag team titles for the first time. Then versus Edge and Christian, which was a Texas Tornado match right there. Of course, them as the New Brood taking on Edge and Christian, which was good. And then my favorite match on the disc, which was the No Mercy 1999 Terri Invitational ladder match. That was just a tremendous match right there. Incredible breakup performance for all four guys, and that definitely was what changed the game, the tag team division, which opened the doors to TLC and the ladder match, the triangle ladder match. That definitely set the bar, which was to come for the tag team division in 2000 and 2001. So that was an incredible ladder match. Like I said, my personal favorite match on the entire set. Matt and Jeff Hardy, you have them versus Edge and Christian from No Way Out 2000. Of course, a triangle ladder match from WrestleMania 2000, which is on several DVDs. Same as the TLC match from SummerSlam 2000s on several DVDs. Unforgiven steel cage match for the tag team titles against Edge and Christian. That was another great match right there. It wasn't as good as their ladder match, but the story, that's some great spots in the match as well. And of course, then off of this one, you have the TLC match from WrestleMania 17, which again is on several DVDs, so you're not really missing much right there. There are some repeats, which I think would push a lot of people away from buying this set, but they're still fun, enjoyable matches. Then you go to disc 2, which is an 8-man tag with the Hardys, Undertaker, Kane taking on Austin, Triple H, Edge, and Christian, which was an awesome, fun tag team match right there. Whenever they had those big tag team main events for go-home shows, they're always fun and definitely showcased right there. The Hardy Boyz and Edge versus Dudley's and Test was an average match, nothing really much to talk about there. Survivor Series unification match for the tag team titles. Hardy versus the Dudleys. Good stuff. Jeff Hardy versus Chris Jericho from Monday Night Raw in 2003, which is a pretty damn good match. But the funny thing is, you watch that match and the crowd is paying no attention. They're popping for someone in the crowd, just totally not paying attention to anything that's happening in the ring. So some things just don't change. And Chris Jericho at the win, so that was a pretty damn good Raw match right there. Matt Hardy versus Rey Mysterio, which was a WrestleMania opener for WrestleMania 19. Good short little match right there. But that match was topped by their next match, which was from SmackDown 2003, which was a rematch from WrestleMania, which Rey Mysterio defeated Matt Hardy, which was a very good match. I believe that was the main event of SmackDown at that time as well. So that was a great match with Rey Mysterio beating him for the championship. They talked about getting back together, and the funny thing is, when they talked about getting back together, they talked about how they had such great chemistry to all these new tag teams, but when you watch the matches, they're not very good. Like, for example, the Hardy Boyz versus Eminem, not a bad match, but for a match that got that much time, it should have been very good to great. I just feel like that match was very boring. It went on way too long. That match went on like 25 minutes or so around there, and it dragged, and it definitely felt like it was dragging, and Melina's, screams were just so annoying. You just want to slap her. It dragged on. It should have been cut 10 minutes, and it would have been good. But yeah, for a match that much time, it should have been way better than what it was. Hardy Boyz versus Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch from Backlash 2007. That was a good little match right there. Just again, kind of felt like it had too much time, even though it was only like 15 minutes or so. It should have been cut down, 6 or 7 minutes. It should have been one of those short opening matches, honestly. But the finish was awesome though, with Jeff Hardy sneaking in a swanton and Matt getting the cover, so that's a great finish. Ladder match for the World Tag Team titles for One Night Stand. Hardys versus World's Greatest Tag Team. World's Greatest Tag Team just could not hang with the Hardy Boyz. Shelton and Charlie were just fucking up left and right. So it was pretty damn good, but just Haas and Benjamin clearly were not ready for the Hardys or on their level, so they kind of, ruined the match if you ask me. And then we go to Disc 3, I talked about the rivalry leading to WrestleMania 25, which I thought their matches were really good, especially the WrestleMania match. I thought they pretty much kicked the shit out of each other. Jeff did that big spot where he did the sandwich table spot where he, sandwiched Matt Hardy through the table. And then, of course, I had that awesome ending with the twist of fate through the chair, which I thought was awesome. So great stuff from that match. And, of course, Backlash is the rematch, and, Matt Hardy quit in that match when Jeff Hardy tied him up and threatened to go through a table. And ended up doing it anyways, so I enjoyed their matches in 2009. And then, of course, that's when we talked about the Broken Universe and WrestleMania weekend, the craziness, and, of course, the ladder match when they came back. You had their series of matches with Cesaro and Sheamus, of course, at Extreme Rules, as well as Great Balls of Fire. Yes, the Great Balls of Fire match is on this DVD, so that's amazing. But, yeah, those are great matches. I wish they would have put the match with Anderson and Gallows in Raw after Mania instead of the Steel Cage match, just so we can have a different match instead of getting the same match twice between Cesaro and Sheamus. But, you win some, you lose some. And then, of course, they have two matches with The Miz on here, with them both challenging him for the Intercontinental Championship with Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy. The Jeff Hardy match was good. The finish was awesome with Miz beautifully countering the twist of fate into the Skull Crusher finale. So that was, good stuff right there. And his match with Matt Hardy, I thought, was honestly better than the match with Jeff Hardy. I just felt like they clicked better. The crowd was hotter. And they just had a lot, more going in that match than they did with the Jeff Hardy match. And, Miz beat Matt Hardy as well to retain the Intercontinental Championship there. So those were the matches. Of course, the final moments of the DVD are pretty much talking about their future, what holds for them, and what's going to happen. And the DVD ends with them, at Raw 25 doing the, classify ourselves as obsolete chant with the crowd. And that's the DVD ended. And that is the Twist of Fate Best of the Hardy Boyz DVD set. Like I said, it was a pretty damn good set. I did enjoy it. Disc 1 definitely is the best disc. The complaint is it didn't really have variety. Like I said, you can look at it in almost every match listing. It says versus Edge and Kristen on it in some capacity. So Disc 1, you had the classic matches. They're great matches, don't get me wrong, but I wish the variety was different. Disc 2 was good, just the match quality definitely differed, especially from the December to December match to the last, two matches. Those were just honestly kind of hard to sit through. And Disc 3 was very fun. Like I said, you had the two matches in 2009, and of course, they had pretty much their main highlight matches from their run from last year. So I'd recommend getting it if you want. I definitely enjoyed this DVD set. It was fun. It was enjoyable. I really wish they would have titled differently, because, their DVD release in 2008 is called Twist of Fate, the Matt and Jeff Hardy story. They honestly should have titled this Reborn by Fate, the best of the Hardy Boyz, because that was their whole thing when they came back, was they were reborn by fate. So why they didn't capitalize on that and name this DVD that as well is beyond me. But like I said, I did enjoy this DVD set. I would recommend it. Is it a must-have? I wouldn't say it's a must-have, but if you're in for some good quality wrestling and want to enjoy yourself for a couple hours, I'd recommend picking it up. I definitely had fun watching it, and yeah, it was worth the money. I had fun. Just like I said, the packaging, it makes it not really worth the money when you get cheap stuff like this. But, for the content reasons, I enjoyed it. I know there's a lot of repeats. That's why people didn't want to buy it. But like I said, I still enjoyed it, and, I thought it was a good DVD set overall. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed my video. If you guys did, please like below. Not sure what the next DVD release I'll be getting from WWE is. Well, it's going to be WrestleMania, the Blu-ray, I'll tell you that. But I don't know what the next, compilation or documentary will be coming out that I'll be getting. So I'm not sure when the next release. Compilation documentary-wise, I'll be watching and reviewing. So I'm not sure when that'll be happening. But stay tuned for that. And, yeah, as always, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, I'll see you guys. And thank you guys for watching the video.